We are now in the middle of August, which means we should be getting news on some type of big holiday game from Nintendo, and I still think that that game is going to be the Mario 3D Remasters. With next month in September being the actual 35th anniversary for Mario, I think any day we can get the announcement, and so does everybody else that's rumoring and leaking these games. So, let's talk about exactly what these games are going to look like. Considering the fact that these are going to be the big holiday games apparently, how well are they going to look compared to the original? Is it just going to be complete ports of these three games, of Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy? So let's try to sit here and figure out what Nintendo is up to. But before we get started, if you guys are new, make sure you subscribe and like the video if you enjoy. It's really going to help the channel grow. We are at 92,000 subscribers, so feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed the video today. We are on our way to 100,000 by the end of the year, and at this rate, it looks like we're going to reach it in no time, thanks to you guys. But without further ado, let's get back into the video. Now, there's some reports right now that Mario 64 is just going to be a widescreen, slightly enhanced pixel port, which means it's going to be pretty much the same exact thing we've seen before, just a lot cleaner looking. It's just an old version of Mario 64, kind of updated to look a lot cleaner now, but it's not going to be a remaster. That hurts me. I don't think there's any way Nintendo goes about doing this while not giving Mario 64 a remaster. What I think they could do is have a classic version of 64 and a modern version both on the disc at the same time, and I just think that's the most important thing to do. And I just said disc, and we don't have them anymore. Obviously, out of all the games on this remaster package coming, I think without a doubt 64 has to be the one to have a remaster to it, right? I just can't see them releasing a game that came out so long ago now on the Nintendo Switch without any type of enhancements. Yes, a widescreen would be a lot better, and yes, it's an improvement from the original, but considering the fact that we have a remaster kind of on the DS already, which was a completely different game, why can't we get another one, this time in HD and on a home console? And after all this time, and for this to be the big holiday game, why isn't that a thing? Now, Mario Sunshine, as much as I love that game, it probably doesn't need as much of work as 64 would, because 64 is just such an old game. Nintendo 64, the graphics could be so much better. Whereas Sunshine, personally, I feel like it still looks really good today. The only thing it needs is some resolution textures, and just bump it up to 1080 and just fix some things around the map. You know, just kind of touch up the textures, like I said, because sometimes when you look at things in the distance, they look kind of blurry. Oftentimes, you know, it doesn't look as clean as it should, but I think Sunshine would be one of the easier ones. Not the easiest, as say something like Galaxy that's on the Wii, but for a GameCube game, it definitely holds up really well, and Nintendo's not going to have to put a lot of assets into that game compared to 64. So would I be mad if Nintendo didn't do anything to Super Mario Sunshine? Not necessarily. I love that game too much regardless to say anything, but at the same time, I feel like yes, there needs to be a little bit of work put into this game, at least a little bit, something so you can see it and say, wow, that looks a lot better. This looks like kind of in a Mario Odyssey type of vibe, and I think that's where they need to go with this. I think they need to take Mario Odyssey as huge inspiration and just sprinkle a little bit of Mario Odyssey all over these games, because it controlled so well, it looked so beautiful, and it just felt like a really good Mario game. And I just think with these other games, they can sprinkle a little bit of that feeling all over them. They still will feel like Sunshine, and they still will feel like 64, and they still will feel like Galaxy, but it'll just have tighter controls, better camera, and just super clean textures all over the place. Now, like I said, with Galaxy, it's already a very beautiful game, and it's on the Wii, so it doesn't really need much enhancing to make it look any type of crazy like the other games. It's already looking really well. Just put it in HD, 1080p, will be good to go. And we've already got mods out there that kind of do this, and you can see that it looks really good, and there's not much else they need to do with it. It's Mario Galaxy. Now, if they somehow went through and remade Mario Galaxy from the ground up to look even cleaner, I would be shocked out of my mind, but there's no way this happens. There's no potential way that this happens, but I just think it's cool to bring up, because what if Nintendo did go out on a limb and say, let's remaster all three of these games, all from the ground up? Could you imagine how crazy that'd be? All for $60, but Nintendo doesn't do that. So, out of these three games, I think it's definitely safe to say that 64 needs the remaster. Sunshine can use an uphaul, and Wii just needs a little bit of tweaking. And with that, we would have a really good Mario 3D Remasters, but it's just up to Nintendo to go that extra mile. If we waited all year for a game announcement, and this is finally it, just 3 ports slapped onto the Switch, Yes, people are going to still be happy to play 64 on the Switch, or to play Sunshine on the Switch, or to play even Galaxy on the Switch, but I think people are going to really, later on, after it's all calmed down and, done and said, people are going to say, wow, we could have actually had Super Mario 64 remastered on the Nintendo Switch, but Nintendo didn't do it. It's going to really hurt, and especially, like I said, considering the fact that this year has been extremely lackluster, and they have been extremely quiet and haven't really told us anything. I think it's really important that we have a really big game come out for this holiday season, and it's important that this 3D Mario Remasters is more than just Mario 3D ports. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think these games are even still coming? Do you think we're going to get complete remasters or just ports onto the Switch? What do you think Nintendo's going to do for their big holiday game of 2020? They got to have something, right? And when do you think this stuff is going to get announced? Could it be as soon as next week? Or are we going to be in the dark for a lot longer? Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and like always, I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.